Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, we're going to look at the Explorer page design light and dark mode for the upcoming Canvas starter site. We'll quickly look at the build notes for this section for Canvas. So from the MyListing Club website, if you go to you browse the starter sites and you get to the Canvas product page, which we see here, we're just going to scroll down to the bottom and we're in this build notes section here. And we're going to expand Explorer page here. I don't have a lot of notes on this, but that's fine. I'll update them, but I'll cover it all here in this video, okay? All right, so the first point, but actually the only thing to highlight from my build notes, and then we'll just look at this visually, is the default map marker. MyListing applies a default marker image that shows up everywhere there is a map. So it's whether it's Explorer pages, listing location blocks, etc. This image is a white map pin on a black background. So you've probably seen it. Let me go here to I'll pull up the Explorer page. But we see here where these are. So this is in the event that, like, say a logo isn't applied to a listing. You want to likely want to set a default map marker. So something shows up there other than the default MyListing black background with a map pin. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about here. You can override MyListing's default marker image by specifying a custom image of your own on a per listing type basis, which is done using the default map marker setting within listing types. So if I pull up a listing type, let's just say expert, and right here, so default map marker, that is there. How I've done these starter sites is I've included placeholder images with the exact dimensions of images that should be placed in here. The images are the perfect size and only the biggest size they absolutely need to be to look good on Retina screens. So to have that crispness on Retina screens. So all of these images are already ready to go for you, and they are in the media folder, easy to reference. You just replace them, referencing the image size that I already have in there, and you're good to go. Typically a map marker having the same map marker across the entire site, the default one is going to be just fine. Put your own branding on it or whatever. But if you want to put a unique one for each listing type, you can. But the key is you just got to go into each listing type config and specify one. Otherwise you get that kind of boring icon that MyListing includes by default. Okay. What did I say here? Oh yeah, of particular note here is once you set a custom marker, that image is also used as the default logo for listings in the MyListing dashboard. Once a logo is added to a listing, it overrides the default marker image. So let me show you what I mean by that. If we go into listings, scroll down here, see how this business listing, if I didn't have this default image specified here, that's actually a default logo. I take that back. Let's just say that these weren't here. These weren't specified or these weren't added. These were actually added by me. But if they weren't added, you would see that kind of not so pretty map marker here by default. It also appears in here. So you just want to be sure you set something that looks good because it's going to show up there too. All right, let's go look at the Explorer page. Yeah, I've got lots of notes that I need to update for this, but it's probably easier to do in a video. So one thing you'll notice right off the bat probably is, if you've never seen a MyListing site, you would know the difference, but big difference here is this is what I call the listing type menu. Just a big difference. Let me pull up a MyListing demo where you can kind of see the difference. Yeah, so here's their listing type bar, and you see how it's centered. That doesn't look bad. That's fine. But one of the things I also did was shifted them all the way to the left. See that? I'm going to fill this whole screen up here with listing types anyway. So I think that even if I didn't do that, I think it looks okay. Some might argue that this is a lot of empty space here. Like let's say you only had one listing type. I get that. Then you may want to center it, or do something else creative. Maybe not. But I'm going to fill this whole top bar up here eventually for the starter site. So it'll look just fine. But centering it, you may want to do if you have less listing types. But another thing here is you can just clearly tell a design difference. Look at that versus this. So I made these almost look like buttons. So I thought that was really cool. What's another unique design here? This icon is uniquely styled to match the branding. Otherwise, you just get this black. Not the end of the world for the black, but just another little added benefit. These buttons pop off the screen a little bit more with a little box shadowing. I don't know if they have. Yeah, they do have events. Oh yeah, we're already on there. So see how you can see the difference. This versus this. So just a little bit more modern looking. You know, some hover design there. I did radio buttons. So I took those check boxes that you're used to seeing, or if you've never seen my listing, you don't know the difference, but I'm showing you the difference here. You see these boring gray check boxes, and I've split those into 2 columns and with a nice radio button there. Okay, and those carry over because the price range in this case, because it's not a slider, you also uses check boxes, which is now a radio button. What else? What else? This search button has been styled to match the branding, which I think that's the case out of the box. Maybe not. I can't remember. Reset filters. That's typically going to be the color of your accent color as well, because it's a link. But I changed it to black, kind of like what they did here. Anyway, those are some really minor stuff. Let's look at the categories tab. I did a nice overlay to match the branding here on all of the taxonomies versus what you see here. Theirs is a little slow. Yeah, this purple, you can choose when you configure your Explorer page, you can configure like a gradient overlay. Like this doesn't match the site at all. So this matches the branding. Okay, same thing carried over to the amenities, that same look. Okay, let's go back here through all of that. We went through all of the filters. We did open now office hours for that. I'm just trying to see if any of the filters changed dramatically enough for me. Here's the difference with the events. So you can see all of those are nicely designed. And you can stretch these all the way across the screen like they do if you want. If you prefer that look, it's just a simple code switch. Just depends how much you want those to dominate the filters list. I think that I like it to be a little bit more subtle, but that's just me. Let's see, let's check lodging. Nothing different there. Restaurant, nothing really different there. Okay, so if we want to come with the default, which is light mode, you're going to see when you compare listings, there's going to be this nice blue shadowy effect. That actually comes from a different code snippet. That's package. That's from the listing. Oh, I take that back. That is getting confused sometimes. Before I used to do them in the listing preview CSS package, but now I'm doing them on the Explorer page because this is the only place you can actually do a compare. So it makes more sense. So you see that nice blue shadow that matches the branding. Okay. And then the compare box down here has been customized. Let's see, they don't have the compare feature turned on the demo, so I can't show you the difference there. But this is all custom styling down here to make these look like 2 nice buttons. And so if we compare those, we see some customization here with the rows and everything. Okay, there is that. What else? You see that the radio button also, because it's replaced the checkboxes, so to speak, that carries over to a radio button. So everything is nice and cohesive. This map over here is a custom skin that I created with Mapbox. So that is there. What else can I show in here that is unique before we switch over to dark mode? I think that's about it. If you're not familiar with the Explorer pages, you create an Explorer page, you add the 27 Explorer widget to it. There's a bit of configuration you can do in there, not much at all for styling. Like, let's just go ahead and bring that up. All right, so let's sorry guys, I had to take a drink of water there. You see here, it's basically configuration. There's nothing in here really to do a lot of styling like you're typically used to seeing with Elementor widgets. Yeah, it's not a lot. But yeah, that's why a lot of the CSS, this is why the CSS is needed. It's just that you have to do it by hand. Okay, so that is that. What else am I missing? There's probably something else I'm missing here that I'm not thinking about. Okay, let's just flip over to dark mode. I'm going to show you how easy it is to do that. So for that, we want to toggle off global light mode. Whenever you're toggling between these, whether maybe you get the individual CSS packages downloaded from the club, but if you get the starter site, especially, when you switch between light and dark mode, you always want to toggle the global version on or off. So we want to toggle off the light mode global, toggle on the dark mode. Okay, we'll go ahead and toggle off the Explorer page and the listing previews. And down here in dark mode, we'll toggle on the dark mode Explorer and dark mode listing previews, just so you can see like a final product. There we go. All right, so let's duplicate the Explorer page. And there you go. So just that fast, with the flip of a switch, we are in dark mode. Now, if you want with Mapbox, you can adjust, or I'm not sure about. I think it's really difficult with Google Maps. I'm not even sure with OpenStreetMaps. I just don't like OpenStreetMaps personally. But doing map skins, I don't even know how easy it is with those. But with Mapbox, it's super easy. You could do a dark map skin on this if you wanted to make it all look really dark mode. Okay, so this all looks good. Again, that nice cover with opacity to match the branding will be the same on the Services tab. Filters all look nice. Everything works in dark mode here. Okay, text entered here. I mean, down to the finite details. But again, as part of the club guarantee, if you see something, then let me know. I'll fix it for free. Yeah, so that was a cool thing. Did you see that? Let me see if I can trigger that again. I forgot to mention it in the light mode version. Let's see. I'm trying to trigger a no results here. There we go. This is custom. So this is in the CSS. You can specify a custom image that goes in here rather than just showing them something wonky. So I need to adjust this text right here. So I will do that after this video. So that should actually be showing there. Yeah, you can do a custom image there, put whatever you want. Otherwise, you're going to get this pretty ugly icon that MyListing uses. Let me pull that up here, see if I can show you. They need faster hosting or something. Let's see. Let's go here. There you go. You get this ugly, sad face. I don't even know what it looks like. Sad. I don't even know what. It's horrible. So that's what you're going to get if you don't adjust that. Whereas here you can put a custom thing that maybe your logo or something that just matches your branding. Okay. All right. Let's go over to a different listing type to see if there's anything of note we need to see here. Obviously, let's go back here. This section right here has been given a black background. Call that the listings panel, the listings results panel. So that's black in there versus here, what you see is this white panel, and their demo site is slow. Yeah, this panel right here is kind of like it's off white. Yeah, so that's done. We'll quickly look at the compare before I forget. So different in dark mode. If you do the compare, there's a border. So I did a border on that. This is down here is all custom dark mode. If we compare this is custom, a blue border here at the top. Looking at that now, I may do that on the light mode too. I kind of like the blue top up there. But you see the alternating rows are styled. It does not look like this by default out of the box. I'll turn all the code snippets off here in a second. You can see the difference on all of this stuff. Anything new here? Nothing new to speak of there. This looks really cool, I think, how the events buttons pop off the screen. This should all be the same stuff. Yep, lodging. Looks like I have a button issue there. So this is an example right here. If you said, Ryan, I'm seeing this on the starter site, or I'm seeing this in the CSS package I download, just say, hey, this is where it is. Show me where it is. I'll fix it for free. I'll send you the code change, and we're good to go. Okay. But I will fix that after this video. And yeah, I think that is, watch the other videos where it talks about the preview cards, and you can see where all of this, this styling comes into play here. This is completely separate than the Explorer page. That styling gets pulled in through the listing previews. Oh man, there's just so much to these. I'm sure I'm missing something. But yeah, this is one of the really big things up here. This nav bar, I wanted to do something different than just this. This plain old bar you see at the top. Now I could change it, the view to where it's just this over here. You see that sometimes where it's just a drop-down menu where you can choose the listing types. But I wanted to do something a little bit fancier there. Okay, so let me go ahead and I will let's just toggle off all of these snippets. So let's look and see how this would look out of the box with my listing without doing any customizations at all. Make sure I got everything off. Okay, there we go. So this is how it would be. If you want like you get the starter site and you want to go back to the original starter Explorer page, like you see how easy it is. You just toggle some switches and you're back. I didn't add any heading up here. You can add a heading that appears to the left here. If you want to switch the way these cards are laid out, you can do that. It's just, you just edit the Explore page widget here and choose your different template layouts. You're not locked into anything with the starter site. I just apply a prettier skin to it. That's what I like to call it. Sometimes additional functionality is included with the design changes. But a lot of this stuff is just, it's a skin over the top of my listing to make it look a lot better, in my opinion. But yeah, this is the default look. It's not the end of the world, but you can definitely tell a big difference. Big difference. And you don't get dark mode at all. You wouldn't even have that option. It's not an option. All right, guys. Like I said, this thing is getting really close. Coming down to the wire. More stuff to do, but I believe that 95 to 98% and it's just building out those few final pages, Elementor, and get this sucker launched. And yeah, hope all's well. Catch you in the next video. See ya.